Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, I'm back again, ogbEp. Another installment of Old Grey Beard Presents Gen X Reviews. This will be part 2 from the part 1 yesterday of things that define us as Gen Xers and things that generally only we would relate to, laugh about, get all nostalgic and possibly teary-eyed about. So, as always, subscribe, like, share the videos, leave your comments. I will see them. The comments that I've been getting have been great. You guys have been super supportive as always. Love it. Drop any comments on content you may want to see me do, cover, anything like that. If it's Gen X related, if it's a new band, a new movie, a different genre of music you might want to see me give my Gen X take on, my old man Gen X take on, by all means, drop it down below. I'll take a look. You never know, I might use it. And if I do use your comment as content for one of my videos, I will absolutely 100% give you the credit for it. So, I guess we can get started on the next segment of this things that pretty much define us as Gen Xers. So, let's see. Oh, no. Wrong feed. Ooh. Well, there was a technical flub. And let's see. Like I said, authenticity in the videos. No editing. There we go. Hey, Gen Xers, as a rule, yeah, Cabbage Patch Kids. Obviously, the women. But Cabbage Patch Kids were all the rage. All the huge rage. Like, parents were going nuts, fighting each other in the park and lots of the shopping malls to get these for the kids. Pardon me, I have my coffee here. Gotta have the coffee. Yeah, like, even now, there are some that are just crazy, the money they're worth. Flipping the tape to get the other side, yes. That was the thing. I mean, kids now, everything is MP3, digital. When our parents were growing up, it was album, flip it, side B. Us Gen Xers growing up, our main media source was cassettes. And unless you got lucky and had one of those auto-reverse tape decks or Walkman or whatever it may be to play your tapes, you actually had to take the tape out, flip it, and there you go, there's side B. But, as was mentioned in the previous video, most of us had a pen or a pencil to rewind, or whatever it may be. If we had to flip the tape and fast forward or rewind it, you used a pencil or pen to save battery life. Absolutely. Trying to find out who shot JR Ewing on Dallas. Yes, that was nuts. Everybody was all over that in the news, on media, magazines. It was everywhere. Honestly, I don't remember because, I mean, I didn't watch it. Nobody in my household watched it, but 1980 season finale is when it happened. It says here, I'm not sure. If you know who it was, for sure, drop a comment. Let me know. Who shot JR Ewing? The birth of 24-hour news. Yes, all the news junkies out there loved it. CNN, Ted Turner started 24-hour news broadcast. Before it was the 4 o'clock news and 7 o'clock news and early morning news. But now, all you had to do was flip CNN and you had 24/7 news coverage. As a kid, I didn't like it. As an old fella now, I watch it. I do. I'm not gonna lie. If I can catch 24-hour news broadcast, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. And I sit there and I watch it over and over. I guess it takes a little bit longer to sink in now. Trying to learn how to breakdance. Yes, I tried. I'm not gonna lie. I will not lie. I tried to learn. This boy cannot dance. Nope. Me and a bunch of my friends, we all wore matching outfits, and we could do a few moves, but nothing like some of the guys you see on the street, some of the crews that were out there when we were teenagers, or like the guys you see in the movies, like in was it Break-In and Break-In 2, Electric Boogaloo, great movies by the way. Yeah, it wasn't an easy form of dance to master. You had to have at least some rhythm, and sorry, this guy, no. Nope. Challenger explosion. Yeah. Mom and I watched it in the morning. Sadly, we were big space aficionados, big space exploration nuts. Every time the shuttle launched, we watched it. I remember watching this one early in the morning before I went to school, and when we watched that poor shuttle explode shortly after launch, my mother was in tears. I was in shock. It was the talk of the neighborhood, the talk of the world for weeks of what went wrong, what happened. It was just tragic. Super Bowl Shuffle. Yep. Football team recording an album. Recording a song, sorry. Oh, I was more of a hockey fan, I gotta admit. Anybody watches this that wants to give me the details of what the whole Super Bowl Shuffle song was, by all means, drop me a comment. Like I said, I was a hockey fan. I was true blue, 100% NHL hockey. I mean, didn't really watch a lot of football. So this, unfortunately, is something that I am not very knowledgeable on, and I don't want to misinform or misquote anything, especially from this genre, like defining moments or defining characteristics of 80's Gen Xers. So by all means, drop the comments below and let me know any kind of details or what was significant about the Super Bowl Shuffle. Baby Jessica. Yep. Where was Baby Jessica? Sadly, she was in a well. Don't recall how many days she was missing, but yeah. It was definitely interesting, sad, interesting news. Hitting the arcade on Friday night. Yes, absolutely. Friday nights, not just Friday nights. Every day after school. Out the school doors, home, did what you had to do, and then gone. Arcade. Especially if you had one close. The thing is, my town, when I was growing up, there was an arcade right in the middle of my transit home. Halfway through my bus ride home, there was an arcade right there. Go figure. Miss a couple buses, play a few games. You know, that was the arcades were the place to hang out. Oh, do they know it's Christmas? Yes. The BandAid. Huge collaboration. I believe it was Quincy Jones that arranged it or produced it with the help of Michael Jackson. Oh my god, there was just so many superstars in there. Jackson was in there. Willie Nelson. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Willie Nelson, Jackson, Quincy, Lionel, Cyndi Lauper, just to name a few. There was so many. Sometimes you put yourself on a spot to try and name them, it doesn't work. Tawny Katane in the Whitesnake videos. Yes. Whitesnake videos were all the rage just because of her. I mean, the girls watched them because they wanted to look like her. The guys watched them because they wanted her. I believe she was... I believe her and David Coverdale got married. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure they were married. Yeah. Pretty positive. I'm pretty certain they were married. But yeah. And he said all the women wanted to be like her, look like her, and the guys just wanted to see her. Leatherman introducing the world to Velcro. Honestly, I didn't watch late night television. Velcro for me, I don't know. I think I just woke up and it was suddenly there. Velcro, like Velcro on your shoes. You saw in the movies, guns underneath the desktop. It was Velcro there. It had that distinctive sound. Velcro is still really popular, but watching it introduced to the world, no, I didn't see it. Didn't watch Leatherman. Wasn't a big fan of late night television back then, unless it was music videos. Cutting up our clothes, yeah, yep. Not so much in the new wave prep area, more so in the rock and hairband kind of scene, where your jeans were shredded, and like it says here, it started with just the knees being ripped out or collars being torn off your sweatshirt. Then it went even further to like your jeans were just shredded. Yeah, a lot of times it was scissors, throw them in the wash so they fray, or sandpaper so you get the perfectly worn out hole almost instantly. Now you can buy them with all the holes. Go figure. Chernobyl. Yes, Chernobyl was absolutely tragic. Oh man, if it wasn't us worrying about nuclear war, we had to worry about this disaster. Nuclear power plant meltdown. I don't even know if you want to call it a meltdown, because I know it was a huge explosion. This may be where the whole having a meltdown thing came from, but if I'm not mistaken, they're still to this day finding remnants of the radiation from Chernobyl. It was just absolutely horrendous. Oh yes. U.S. beating the Soviets in hockey. I believe there's been movies made on this. It was the biggest upset in Olympic history. It was unreal. I mean, being a hockey fan, watched it, and it was mind-blowing how the game ended. It was great. Wearing these vests, yes. Didn't matter what time of year it was. We had to look cool. And these puffy down vests, they were comfortable. I can't really say they were the warmest thing because of what we wore with them, like short sleeve shirts or just a denim jacket underneath. After a while, you realize that they were wearing out when you started molting. Your feathers started flying around that would come out of it. Yeah, the down would come out eventually. Dieting with Elizabeth Taylor? Really, what can I say? Elizabeth Taylor. Diet. I don't know. Not a fan. Really not a fan. Apparently I had no interest. Let's move on. Playing Nintendo Game Boy. Can't say that I ever had one. No. Wasn't one of the lucky ones to have the Game Boy. That was on a higher scale than what I grew up with. Mine was the handheld football with little lines. Your guys on your team with just little lines. Madonna. Yes, Madonna was all the rage. I know, myself included, a lot of my friends, we all had pictures of Madonna in her little prom dress, or whatever you want to call it, from the Like a Virgin video. Because when she came around, everybody was like, oh, wow, what is this? You know. Yeah, and she's still going. I mean, she certainly doesn't look like she did back then, but she's still going. Give her props for that. Tennis, Bjorn Borg and John McEnroe? No. Can't say I was a fan of tennis. Any dignified Gen Xer, I guess. We had better things to do with our time than watch tennis. And no, it's just bored. I mean, I know McEnroe was quite the hothead, but no. Oh, the slogan shirts, choose life, and yeah. Wham! They really made these ones big. You know, like plain shirts. Generally, they were white with this great big one word or two words. Like, it was huge fad. Mullet. Yes, mullets were there. Mullets were big in the 80s. Thank God I never sported one. Nope. It was either short, new wave preppy kind of hair, or long. That was it for me. There was no business in the front, party in the back. No. Didn't do the mullet. And I'm glad to say I didn't. Berlin Wall coming down in 87. Yep. That was a huge day in modern history. When that big old nasty wall between East and West Berlin came down. Remember watching it on the news. Didn't really know exactly what was going on because I was more into entertainment and music and stuff like that. But I do know that it was huge, and there was a lot of changes that came about after this happened. So that was a great thing in modern history. Acid wash jeans? Oh, hell yeah. We all have. Acid wash outfits. Hell, I think it was, as far as I know, the only thing I never saw in acid wash was acid wash underwear. I personally had acid wash jeans, acid wash jacket, acid wash vest. Yep. I believe I had a pair of acid wash shoes. They're like topsiders or something like that, and they were acid wash look. So yeah, it was a huge fan, or a huge fad, big time. And the iconic moment, Say Anything, Cusack holding up the boombox, thinking he was being romantic, and he's probably just pissing her parents off. I know if I went to a girl's house, whether it was during the day or at night, and held a boombox blasting a song at a girl's house, I think her mother probably would have thrown something at me. Dad probably would have come out and taken that radio and kicked it across the street. A lot of the girls would be like, oh, but it was so romantic. No, it was silly. He was being silly. No, I understand. He was trying to be romantic, but still, I don't know. It wasn't. It was. I don't know. I guess it was kind of a nice thing for him to do. Still, if we would have tried it, it wouldn't have gone so well. So, that, as they say, is the end of that. Oh. That. So yeah, those were the more defining moments of being a Gen Xer. There is so many more. There was so much that happened in the 80s and 70s. I mean, being a Gen Xer was not just about the 80s. 80s is when a lot of us were teenagers and we got to really absorb it. It was absorbing the 80s culture and absorbing the 80s music and everything. Being a proud Gen Xer and an 80s teenager, I've got songs stuck in the back of my head that I haven't heard in... I bet you I got a song back there that I haven't heard in 15, 20 years. As soon as it comes on the radio, I'll be like, oh, I remember that song. I remember where I was. I remember all the words to it. That was the thing with being a Gen Xer. We absorbed everything. Nowadays, the kids, they see something in the news, and okay. They hear a song, and they've, sadly for the artists, they'll hear a song, and in a month, the song is not popular anymore. They don't like it anymore. The next guy's got the new it song. Growing up as we did, we had all the different. If we're just sticking with the music subject, we had our bands like, let's say, Wham, Madonna, the Kinks, the Cure. It's just to name a few, and we stuck with them. The Tears for Fears, that kind of thing. They stuck with us, and we listened to them over and over and over, and we can still, being older, pull that cassette out, or pull that, well, now we've probably got it all digitized, pull that song up on your computer, or pull it up on YouTube, and just sit back and get all nostalgic about where you were or what you were doing when that song came out. That's what was great about it. That's what was so amazing about growing up in the 80s. I mean, I've gone on and on and on about how great it was, and those times how bad it was. But growing up in the 80s, being a teenager in the 80s, was just that. It was amazing. It was fun. It was way more relaxed. It was just easier to live. And I wish everybody, whether you're a Gen Xer, millennial, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever they're called now. I wish you could all get a taste of what it was like being a Gen Xer. That's why I'm hoping you guys, you younger ones that maybe watch this, or other Gen Xers out there, if you've got kids, and get them to watch this. Get them to listen to some of the older music. Personally, I've got a 13-year-old here that she'll hear some of the music that we listen to and that I've mentioned, or that is in that that genre, that Gen X genre, the 80s, and it's like, it's not bad. It's kind of catchy. It's not bad. And there's the appreciation. Or the movies. The movies, the music, and of course the fashion. The fashion's coming back. We see it. I see it now. But everybody should be able to some degree, get a taste of the 80s and what made it so great, and why we as Gen Xers are so passionate about it. Because personally, I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, 70s were good, 90s were okay, get into the 2000s and we got everything just going on, and it's just, the 80s was a defining decade, and there was so much to it. There's so much to talk about with the 80s, and being a Gen Xer, it's such a huge topic. So there will be more content coming revolving around the 80s, whether it be movies, music, fashion, food, attitude, news, whatever it was. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day we'll just do a video on 80s fad slang. You never know. Like, I don't know. It could be like gagging with a spoon. You know, silly stuff. Just have fun. So there will be other contents. Like, I still do plan on doing the what the, and another one called Cover Story, where it's all going to be about some of the better or best cover songs, or some of the more obscure cover artists. So just keep watching and keep showing your support. All the likes, subscriptions, comments, everything. It all helps the channel and helps me keep going forward and doing more content. So I guess that's about it for now, everybody. Have a great weekend. I will be back next week, and everybody be cool, love one another. See ya.